How do you grow on YouTube when you have no time and no money? Now, this is a very serious question, and I want to try to give a common sense set of answers for people who are content creators, because I understand that a lot of people want to pursue being a content creator, being a YouTuber, but they're starting from a position where maybe they don't have the money to invest into a lot of camera gear or editing software, or even a really good editing computer. Or maybe you are somebody who is an adult who wants to be a content creator, but you work a full-time job, maybe you have a family, so you don't have a lot of time to invest in this. I want to give you some simple, really thoughtful advice that I think can help you. So let's jump into the video. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about how you can be a content creator and how you can grow on YouTube without having a lot of time to put into it or a lot of money to spend on it. And this is something that actually takes me back to my early YouTube journey, because while I was in a position where, because I was working as a freelancer, I had already invested in software and somewhat decent, okay-ish hardware at the beginning, I really didn't have a lot of money to start this with either. And as far as time, I had to work on my freelance clients majority of the time just to survive. So it's not like I had 40 hours a week to dedicate to making content on YouTube. And the simple nature of my early videos really reflects that. Even today, where I have a lot more freedom and a lot more opportunity, the reality is that most of my time is absorbed in my coaching business. I do live trainings for 90 minutes on Tuesdays. I do interviews usually on Wednesdays. I actually do calls throughout the week. And then I do live Q&As with my coaching clients and my group on Thursdays. So I don't really have as much time as people think I do to make all the content that I make. And that's why I stuck to simple formats. And there are lessons I can teach you, because my full-time job is being a business owner, not being a YouTuber. And so I had to find a way to make that work and fit in my life. And I can tell you what you can do if you have a rough schedule. And also, it may not look like it, I'm still frugal, I still love a bargain, so I'm gonna tell you how to do some stuff on the cheap. Now, before I get super into that, I wanna ask you a question of the day. Normally, I do the question of the day at the end of my videos, but I actually wanna do it early and ask you guys to comment on it, because I wanna see if this gives some perspective. I wanna ask you, what do you think is holding you back the most on YouTube? So let me know in the comment section, and then stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm gonna answer that question for myself. We might actually just start flipping the question of the day like that sometimes. So I think the biggest issue probably in the YouTube community is expectations versus reality. I want to make a dedicated video about that, because I think the biggest thing that I see working class content creators do is compare themselves to YouTubers who not only have 40 hours a week and unlimited budgets to spend on their content, but they also have the hours of teams, sometimes of up to 10 people working on their YouTube projects. And that is not your situation, so why are you comparing your content to their content? Now, realistically, the answer is because the viewer is doing that in your mind. But the thing is, you are fully capable of just making content for people like you that don't necessarily relate to the lifestyles of those big YouTubers, and they're gonna watch that thing that's spectacle, but they're also going to watch something that's much more grounded and much more close to home, so that they can talk to people like them. Because if you're responding to everyone in your comments, then they're building a relationship with you that they probably can't build with a big YouTuber, because most of those content creators just can't answer their comments anymore, or there's been enough bad comments to where they've abandoned their comment section, that's fine if that's what people do. But I just want you to understand that there's a real difference between watching a big YouTuber for the spectacle versus wanting to be part of a community. And I think that if you just take expectations versus reality and you focus on community, you can grow even if you're a small YouTuber that doesn't have unlimited time and unlimited budget. Now let's address the time constraint issue. Interesting fact that a lot of you guys don't know is that I actually have a scheduled time Monday through Friday to work on content and to do video editing And I have those blocks of time, and that's pretty much it, unless I decide to give my free period to also making content. And so those are the windows of time that I have. If I don't use those windows of time, I'm not gonna be able to make content. And a lot of times when I'm traveling on the road, it's very hard for me to make content too. So I understand if you're saying, I don't have time to make this content. And what I would suggest is a couple of things. Let's make YouTube right size in your life. First of all, do you have a schedule, and have you calendar blocked your schedule day to day? You will probably know what days you're working. You probably have that schedule, so you know what time you have that you can't make content. Find all the areas in your life that are dedicated to some other task, and also start putting kind of a time limit on some of the things that you take time to do. Have specific times of the day where you're working on specific things. And if you know there's a time that would be optimal for you to film your videos because it's more likely to be quiet, maybe nobody's gonna be home, whatever the situation is, then I would start making that block of time the priority for when you film your content. And then other times of the day that might be noisy, you could use that to do other tasks. You could use that for your research, for your SEO, for doing your thumbnails, for responding to comments, any of those things. So really figure out how to make YouTube right size in your life by building out a schedule. And if you want to know the tool that I'm using to do my calendar blocking, because I know a lot of you have asked me about that when I post in the community tab, I'm just using Google Calendar, but I color coded everything just to make it easier on myself. The next thing I want to address is if you don't have a lot of money. I'm planning on doing a dedicated video on being a YouTuber on a budget. But in the meantime, my friend Sarah Dietschy made a fantastic video about it. And so I'm gonna link to that in the info card and the description. You should definitely check her out and subscribe. She really is a creator's creator, and I love all the stuff that she does. But my answer, my short answer in this video is to not look at the things you don't have. And again, this partly becomes the obsession with watching big YouTubers and thinking you either need fancy gear, like some of us have, or that you need to be able to throw money at your content to make it good. YouTube is very much a personality game, which is why I will probably never be a top tier YouTuber, because I don't have the most relatable or likable personality in the world. But I appreciate those of you who watch me anyway. I really don't go in for the YouTube flexing game and the lifestyle side of that stuff. I want to watch content, usually from people because of their personality, because I relate to them, because we serve similar interests and hobbies. I love watching Star Wars YouTubers, and a lot of times you could do all the content they do on completely open source gear. Many of them don't even use cameras and show their faces. It's all screen recorded based. I mean, I love watching that content. It's what I binge watch on the weekend. I actually like watching a few YouTube gamers or game commentary, but only really for me for nostalgic gaming, because I like retro gaming more. I'm not into the new stuff as much, sorry, just not. But I like that stuff. I also like watching people who have different ideas and philosophies that I can relate to. So I'm watching people more for their personality. I obviously watch a lot of entrepreneur content. And so I think that you can either do things that are very personality driven or very topic driven with like almost no money pretty easily, just using free and open source tools like DaVinci Resolve or VSDC. Any number of free open source video editors and streaming apps are available to you. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff. And there are a lot of content creators that still make content with their phone or with a webcam. And these things are relatively accessible and affordable. So there's nothing wrong with making that content. The main thing I would tell you is to prioritize really good audio. And so if you are looking to invest in your audio, I do have some links that could help you out in terms of better audio equipment, because that was really the thing I focused the most on when it came to improving the quality of my content. I wanted you guys to have a better audio experience, especially since most of this is probably you listening me to in the background, because I don't use a bunch of fancy visual effects. You're watching me like you listen to a podcast. So I might as well give you good audio, right? And that actually brings me to another point. Focus on the things that you have and that you can control, and also focus on the experience that your viewer is going to have from interacting with your content. That's everything from answering questions and really being part of the community and answering those comments, but it's also a matter of really just focusing on things like your on-camera presence, on focusing on your on-camera confidence, your charisma, And I really think that if you focus much more on the performance side of your content than the production side of your content, you'll find that people are resonating with that and that they like you and that they're tuning in for you because you're not offering spectacle, which is fine, by the way. But if you're not there yet, you do the best you can with what you have, not what you don't. Authenticity matters. And also, I want to encourage you guys to look at simplifying your videos and simplifying your content. No amount of fancy editing, no amount of B-roll, no amount of graphics, no amount of anything actually got me more views and more subscribers on YouTube. It did let me raise the price of some brand deals, but that didn't really help me grow the YouTube channel. What has always been true and what has always worked is by trying to reach people who share my interest and want to do some of the things that I'm doing, is just making the best title that I can think of, the best thumbnail that I'm capable of, and then making the best video that I know how to make in a simple and authentic way that fits my personality, and people either love it or they hate it. And they either subscribe and like the video, which I hope you guys are doing, or they don't and they dislike the video, which if you're gonna do that, go ahead and just tap that twice for me. Yep, just double tap that dislike button. Just remember that every big YouTuber was once a small YouTuber. Instead of looking at what they're doing now and comparing what you're doing to somebody who has unlimited time and unlimited resources, go back to their humble beginnings. Like, go back to those humble beginnings where that person just first started on YouTube. When I look at the original content from Mr. Beast and MKBHD, I'm seeing kids who probably didn't have a ton of free time. They had what they had left after they were at school and after they did their homework to make videos on the internet because they wanted to. These are kids who made 100 videos to not even get 1,000 subscribers, and you're letting yourself get discouraged because you're looking at these people with massive growth when it's not your situation. If you look at content creators who have the same background, same circumstances, same amount of money, same amount of time as you, at least even in the early part of their career, you'll find that what they did for that beginning of their career is probably getting even less growth and traction than you're getting now. Marquez did 100 videos to get like 74 subscribers. Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, did 100 videos to get less than 1,000 subscribers. He got 789 subscribers. I think that's the number, 789, 784, something like that. So again, making 100 videos to not even get 1,000 subscribers. You know what? PewDiePie did 100 videos and didn't even get 10,000 subscribers. He got 2,500. Everyone talks about how the best time to start on YouTube was back in the day. Back in the day, it was easier to be a YouTube content creator. No, it wasn't. The struggle of making a good video, having the time to make it, having the money to buy the gear is always basically the same struggle at the beginning of your YouTube journey for most people. In fact, I did a dedicated video if you are feeling demotivated as a content creator that I think you guys should watch. I'm gonna link to it in the info card and description. The video is called Make 100 Crappy Videos Like PewDiePie and Mr. Beast. And it's very real to me because the biggest content creators on this platform are the people who stayed persistent, the people who learned how to fit YouTube properly into their life. Some became more obsessed with it than others, and that's a factor. Single-mindedness can definitely be a positive or a negative, just depending on your personality. The main thing is just to find a way to make content that someone like you would want to watch, and find a way to put your audience first while making content that you're satisfied with. And again, don't set unreasonable expectations for yourself. Now, if you're a content creator who actually struggles with time specifically, I want to talk to you about our sponsor today, which is TubeBuddy. You guys have probably heard me talk about TubeBuddy before, but a lot of you are focused on the SEO tools from TubeBuddy. And while that's great, I think what makes TubeBuddy the best tool for YouTube content creators is its productivity suite. The way that I like to use TubeBuddy is that it just saves me a ton of time doing tasks that would be a pain otherwise. Primary example is I do a lot of affiliate links. I can use the find and replace feature and fix 200 different videos, having the right link going to the right place that makes me money. And so TubeBuddy is something that I actually use to save me time, to help put me in a position to focus on things that will make me more money. And I think that is something that can help you as a YouTube content creator. If you want the free version of TubeBuddy, you can download it 100% free if you go to tubebuddy.com/awesome. That's my affiliate link. And if you want to buy TubeBuddy because it'd be a good investment for your YouTube channel, you can use discount code Roberto's Buddy and they will give you 20% off. Go ahead and check out TubeBuddy if you want. The link is in the description down below. Also probably in the info card up here. So I want to answer my own question of the day real quick. My question of the day to you is, what is holding you back as a YouTube content creator? And so if I have to answer that question for myself, what is holding me back as a YouTube content creator? Well, at my level, a lot of people have the expectation that I should be shooting to get a gold play button and 1 million subscribers. A lot of my friends have had that milestone. Some of my coaching clients have even had that milestone. And so people are kind of waiting and expecting me to be pursuing that. And while I won't say that it's like I have zero interest in a gold play button, my big priority is that I kind of want to get back to some of the roots of my content. I have several other new projects and new channels that I want to start. I have a few that I'm actually a partner in. And it's a hard way for me because I can't make content that I'm not fully emotionally committed to. It's very difficult for me. It's always been that way as an artist, as a creative person. There are plenty of things that I can do that will make me more successful, make me more money, make my life easier. But I just have a real barrier where until or unless I have like a breakthrough where I can actually focus on something and feel emotionally committed and passionate about it, it's very hard for me to do something, even if I know it will work, even if I know I'm good at it, even if I know it makes me money. If I'm not passionate enough about it, it's almost impossible for me to do it well. And that's just what is me. That's just my issue. I don't know if that is relatable in any way to anybody, but it's why I also say that tactics and strategies are not the thing that will make you successful. Self-awareness and figuring out what it is that you are passionate about, that people also will accept from you and will make you money, but you're also genuinely good at and have some talent or skill level at. If you have to find the right combination of this, then you can be successful and your hard work and effort will pay off. But if any of these things are lacking, you might find yourself miserable regardless of the results you produce. So I don't want to get a gold play button making content that I don't necessarily care about just because it works, or make content so much because it's growing that I start to hate that content and struggle to make it and then feel stuck. Because I've seen that happen to so many of my friends, so many other content creators, people I look up to, and it's just not for me to do that for the sake of doing it and feeling like I'm successful because I have a trophy, because I have a gold play button. So that's my answer to the question of the day, but I'm really looking forward to reading yours in the comment section and responding to a lot of you. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome stuff here on the channel. Remember, resources for everything I talked about linked in the description down below. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.